Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It's Next Level Radio, baby. Next Level Radio number 51. Things got Western, things got spicy. I had a handlebar mustache. We talked addiction psychology. We got a great podcast for number 50. But now we're hitting the ground running, giving you guys the best shit out there, okay? So I just ended up, I had to re-record a podcast. In the podcasting world, that is the worst thing that can happen. The absolute worst thing. So I was recording. The recording it recorded, but it was choppy and it was stored on a wrong drive. And so I was talking to myself for an hour and a half. So you guys are going to get a damn good podcast today because I've already done this one. So it is my birthday today. I had a few clients. They're stubborn, great people. I love these people. They are amazing people. The Grookies, Holly and Dan, and the Wandlers, Nicole and Nathan. They're a bunch of shitheads. They are a bunch of shitheads. And I can't get away with anything. They're always giving me shit. They're always throwing me under the bus. Well, I come to my office, and they got it demolished with streamers and balloons, and it was really, really cool. And so just be ready for wind sprints on the bike and on the treadmill until you puke on Monday. Just forewarning you. I'm just joking. So today, I'm very blessed to live another year, man. I am 27 freaking years old. I'm almost 30. And this podcast that we're going to be talking about today has changed my life from the first day that I did it until now. And I would recommend it to anybody. It's something that I am very passionate about, and we will talk about that as we go. But today we are talking about investing for everybody. But then we are also, this is an entire Q&A podcast from our Instagram. Had people ask any and all questions that they had. No question was too complex. No question was too simple. And we're diving in. So first and foremost, though, is we need to address the Iron Chapel is having our summer strength and conditioning program. We have 25 slots. We already have 3/4 of those full. So if you are in the Dickinson area, one. If you're not in the Dickinson area and you have a kid, we have online programming as well. You go to theironchapel.com. The website, I can post that up in the show notes. You can go to my Instagram. You can go to the Iron Chapel Instagram. We got so many damn choices for you guys. Just go. So it's filling up. If you guys want to be a part of that, I'm being very, very humble when I say this, but I don't want to come off too harsh. I'm very, very confident that anywhere in the Dickinson, Bismarck, Fargo area in North Dakota, in this region, there's no better place for your athlete to go. Me personally, this is just me personally right now, I have put hundreds of hours into this programming, hundreds of hours into this curriculum. So these kids are going to have like an educational curriculum, a reward system that allows them to further themselves outside of the gym. Because I can make good athletes. I'm actually pretty damn good at that. But it's making better humans so that we can have members of society that are great people. So we will be doing that. Sign up, get a hold of me. Let's get it rolling because it's filling up quick. Early bird pricing ends this week. So I want to jump right into it. I don't know about you guys, but I want to jump right into it. So what we're going to do, going to kind of give you the breakdown of this entire podcast, and we're going to hit the ground running. So if you haven't listened to the first podcast, the Next Level Radio podcast, Investing for Beginners. Shut this off. Quit looking at this beautiful face. Go back, listen to that, come back, and join us, okay? Need you to get the baseline of where this is all going, because I'm going to be giving some summaries of what I dove into very deeply when we were at the first podcast. And would you take a look at this damn beautiful logo? Sharp lines, great little freaking microphone. He's gripping the piss out of it. Next Level Radio. We are now Next Level Radio. You can still find it under NLX2. You can find it under Next Level Radio. You find it, subscribe, smash the shit out of that like button. Smash the shit out of it. Okay, now we're back. So we're going to be talking my path into investing, how that happened. Then we're going to get into all your guys' questions about, most of them were cryptocurrency markets. So I put on some content on Instagram, and on that Instagram post, we talked about what are your questions about investing, to the crypto markets, and anything else in between that you think you could ask somebody that's in the industry. So I'm going to preface this from this point on, so nobody gets their panties in a wad and tries to sue me. This is not legal advice. This is just my opinion. This is my opinion learning from people much smarter than myself. And if you have a problem with it, listen to this. It's not financial advice. Go screw yourself. So I started investing just out of college, and in the safest thing possible, something that gives you very market average returns. I put $3,000, it was a few $1,000 into index funds, okay? And more specifically, the S&P 500. The S&P 500 tracks the best 500 companies. It's changing every once in a while, and you're able to get those market average returns. In the case of a company actually tanking or something catastrophic happens, you don't lose all your money. If I put my money all in NEO and they fail, I fail, my money's gone. Index funds, a little bit safer, less risk, less return. So I put it in there, and I just let it sit. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know my ass from my head. I just threw the money. So that's usually how people start. And then they get the bug and they're addicted. So in March 2020, we had opened the gym in January, well, really December, but January. And so December 19, January 2020, and gym was doing great. We were profitable every month. We're putting money away. And then some dipshit in China tries to hump a bat, and we get this coronavirus that comes around and completely shocks the entire world. Well, they weren't thinking of me, the 26-year-old gym owner, assholes, going from being a profitable business into zero income, zero revenue. It was not good. So it was a weird time to have that happen, but I got a great wife. She is an RN. She frickin' steered the boat, got us in the right direction, and we always will have her income. And so we were completely fine. I was the best damn housewife in the region. Had my apron on, kissed the chef. I had some damn good 3-course meals every single night. The dishes were done. The house was cleaned, and it was actually kind of fun. It was a break that I needed. So every single year, I ended up challenging myself, and this one just came in March because of what happened. And so I challenge myself every single year to learn one skill. People have like these huge, crazy lists, and I do make some lists for the New Year's resolutions, but one skill that could take me all year to learn. And in previous years, it was marksmanship or archery, and last year, it was investing, day and swing trading, something that I had no experience with. And so I dove in. And in March, I joined Impact Investing Team. And I'll get into that here in a bit, but that's where my life pivoted. That's where a lot of the knowledge came from. So in March, Tesla was still not split. So they had done a stock split and a 4-to-1, I believe, and it got beat down. It was almost up to $1,000, or it was 1,200, I think, and it got beat down. And I have an average buy of about 300 to 330. And so in March, the whole stock market crashed. I was able to put a good chunk of change, $5,000 on Tesla. And the reason why I put it on Tesla is I believe in the company. Within 1 to 5 years, I will own a Tesla. You can mark my words on that. And I really believe in the fundamentals and the in-house manufacturing and the battery production of Tesla. And I think they're going to take over the world. And I really, really believe in Elon Musk. And so I put the $5,000 down, and it has done very well for me as a long-term investment. And that's all that will be. And so I would like to keep it until it buys me a whole Tesla in full. So I then kind of dove into the crypto markets by myself. Long-term holding, again, I want to preface that any cryptocurrency that I hold or talk about, I'm talking long-term. I do not day and swing trade the crypto markets because one, rumors of the new taxes for cryptocurrencies is outrageous for short-term capital gains. And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess with your taxes. And so I'm going to long-term hold those, get the least amount of tax, and 90% of the time, people that are in the cryptocurrency markets, you're going to get better returns if you are long-term holding those. So I will not be doing that, but I dove into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, which I will get into as we move along. So now we're in the impact investing team, and I want to tell you Dylan's story, the owner, to get to my story and where we're at with impact. And so I met Dylan. He graduated with my wife, and Dylan was making a very cushy 6 figures. He was selling insurance, had a great job. His family name in our small community, great family, very well respected, great athletic family, morally very good family. And so he was selling insurance, and he invested in a company early on with Governor Burgum was a part of that, and he did very well. He cashed out a lot of money, and like a year's salary. And so from that, he believed that his shit didn't stink, as he would put it. And so he moved to Arizona, and he did not have a system, a psychology, a playbook, nothing in the stock market. He was just going off of news and feeling and the little bit of research he was doing. There was no strategy to it. So he moved to Arizona, did that, lost his ass, lost everything. And to learn from somebody in the stock market that has never lost money is not good. They're lying, okay? So Dylan's very upfront about that, and he now, from that experience, had this niche, had this thought in his head, I need to do something bigger. I need to do something that has a strategy, a psychology, a playbook behind it so that others can learn and that he can help others. And so that's what made Impact today. And so what is Impact Investing Team? I've been a part of it since March, and it's changed my freaking life. So it's a stock market system built off risk mitigation. So inherently, when you put money into the stock market, there's a risk. And all successful people, the only thing that successful people do is they take risk, okay? So you've heard Mark Cuban talk about it, and he says, all we do as successful people is we take these risks, and sometimes they don't pay off, but we keep taking these risks, and all you need is one risk to pay off, one risk to pay off. And now you're that successful person. You've elevated your life. You've gone and done better things for yourself. And so that's all that is. With the stock market, there's always risk. So Dylan built a system to mitigate that risk, to make sure we have a system that is not just throwing money into the stock market. And so the system is very heavy education-wise, and our daily deeds on swing and day trading. So swing trading, anything over 24 hours, and day trading within the same market cycle, that same day you're buying and selling. And so it's built off of this system, but he also built what's called a playbook, and then he also built the entire Impact Academy. This is what really elevates people and helps people get to the next level. And so I've been a part of large groups, and it's called the Bullseye Trading Group. It's a freaking hoax. They have over 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 people in it, okay? And you're a part of this Discord. And then on Sundays, this dipshit will send you his options that he's looking for the week, okay? If you know anything about the stock market and you look on Sunday at the plays and the strategies that you want to look at on Monday morning, 90% of the time, many of those trades are not even, they haven't set up. Something happened. There's news. They're plummeting. They already took off. So if you know anything about the stock market, you know how asinine this is. He's just taking your money. So you're paying X amount of money as a good chunk of change, and he's pretty much hoaxing you. Has no education behind it. Has no reason why. Has no the why behind, hey, I'm taking this options call on this expiration date with this strike price because nothing. Take this because I said. And a lot of people lose a lot of money, and they only highlight the wins. That's not how Impact is. We highlight the losses. We give you the why. We give you the education. We give you the Zoom calls to trade together. That's the way that you find success. And so I've been a part of those. And Dylan asked, there's always risk, so how do we minimize it? And so that's where the playbook and the strategies come in. So what does it include? This is a very small, homegrown, very fundamental group. I've been a part of those big groups. There's maybe 25 to 30 people in Impact, okay? On a daily basis, there's, I would say, 8 to 10 of us that are actually active every single day trading the stock market. And this is huge because in this bullseye trading, say you have a freaking question. Are you going to get a one-on-one Zoom call with this dipshit that put on this trading call? No. With Dylan, you text him, yo, brother, I have a question. Awesome. Let's jump on a Zoom call. Within 24 hours, you're going to be on a Zoom call with the owner of this company, the guy that has the wealth of knowledge that can help you get your answers and get from point A to point B. So that's the biggest thing is you have questions. It is directly dealing with Dylan. And then we also have people in there that can help you out with that. And so instead of just how to do it, instead of we're doing this, don't ask questions, he gives you the why behind it. So say, and anybody that knows the stock market, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, carry on. So say you get a big push in a stock. Well, it's always going to consolidate after that, okay? So you're going to get a big push, and then it's going to consolidate. Traders are stuck in this trade. It's consolidating, making pivots. So we draw our wedge. Now we have consolidation at the break of the highest wedge. We are going to enter. So the reason is because traders are stuck in that play. We are going to take it because we're going to get an increase in volume once it breaks that pivot, and then we get in, we get our profits, and we get out. So there's the why behind everything, and that's the most important thing. And this is the same thing as training in the weight room. I need to tell my kids how to do things, the setup, the execution, but then why do they have to do this? Why are you telling me to snap my big toe in the ground, to breathe heavy, to do X, Y, and Z? Because you putting your big toe in the ground while we squat, moving the weight like it's 500 pounds or 500 pounds like it's the bar, is going to help you prevent injuries. It's going to help you produce more force in a minimal amount of time. You're going to be able to change directions quicker, which then makes you beat your matchup on the football field, which then makes you the best player in the state, which then gets you a college scholarship. Bang. I give them the why, and they implement it. This is the same thing in the stock market, same thing that Dylan does, the why behind everything. So what does Impact include? This is going to be the Impact Academy. We have hours and hours and hours of education that is going to go over how to set up your brokerage, the trading psychology, why we do what we do, anything of all of our strategies, our playbooks, and has videos for you with that education. It's hands down the most important thing of Impact. And then we have our Discord where we're talking, calling out plays, getting to be around like-minded people. And then you have the one-on-one communication with Dylan, and then our daily Zoom calls. So we trade as a group together. We see a play, Dylan sees a play, we call it out, and we can help other people out with that. So I came across a quote, and it said, if you're in your early or late 20s, mid 30s, and your immediate friend group is not talking about business, finance, personal development, real estate, anything like that, if your immediate friend group is not actually talking about that, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. This is how success starts. This is the stuff that middle-class parents that are blue-collar, just working their tails off, they didn't have time for this. This is the stuff that they couldn't teach their kids. If you can be around these type of people, your life will be elevated. So being a part of this is more than just the stock market trading. It's being a part of people that are very moral people, and they want the best out of this world. They want the most out of this world. They're going to do anything they can, just like I talked about on the last podcast. No matter if it's addiction or passion, they're going to do it because they need to, because they want to, because it's their passion. And so that's the biggest thing with Impact. And the biggest thing I like about it is the education one, the academy, but the continued education. We have Zoom calls weekly as a group. Hey, this strategy is working. Hey, this one's not. Hey, this is my losses. This is my wins. This is what pushes the envelope, people. So if you ever thought about wanting to learn more, wanting to get into the stock market, I can very confidently say, don't go anywhere else. This is a very great group. I know there's thousands of other groups that do Discords and this, but they don't tell you the why. They don't have a small homegrown feel where you can talk to the owner. Invest in yourself. Talk to me. You can get a hold of me by texting me. You can DM me on Instagram. Whatever you need to do, I can get you hooked up. We can get you ready for Impact. It's changed my life, and I'm not saying that lightly. It's changed my life. It's changed my frame of mind is the big thing. That's where completely changed everything. How I feel, how I think about investing, compound interest, everything that is related to the stock market. So if you ever thought about it, DM me, ask me. We can get you rolling, or we can just talk, and I'll help you out with whatever you need without even signing up, okay? So this is where we get into the questions. And I had, I think, like 15 different questions, and I kind of compiled them into each other. And then one of the questions was from my boy Matt Stroh. He's an OG. He's the winner of the Hog Jog. Just a freaking character. Okay. So he asked me, he's like, give me kind of a brief overview of the crypto markets and like, what does this entail? Like, what is the crypto market? Why are there such things as crypto tokens? And so I'm going to give you the quick and easy, the little jiffy, the meat and potatoes of the crypto markets. So in 2008, and the crypto markets was prior to, but in 2008, the crypto market absolutely exploded due to what else happened in 2008? The housing market crashed. So people started asking questions, and it's a good place to be in, because why do we do what we do? It's usually because the people before us did that, which is stupid, absolutely stupid. There's a good story about this. I'm gonna bring it up for you here. Power Athlete was talking about this. My boys Luke and Tex, and it's the turkey at Thanksgiving story. And so this family is cooking this turkey for Thanksgiving, and they cut it in half and put it in two separate ovens. And so the husband, married to the daughter, says, what in the French toast are you doing cutting this turkey in half and putting it in two separate ovens? She's like, I don't know. It's just always what we've done. So maybe ask my mom. So the husband trots along. When the mom gets there, asks the mom, what's this family recipe? Why do you guys cut the turkey in half and put it in two separate ovens? She's like, actually, I don't even know. You'd have to ask my mom, because that's always what my mom did. So then we get to old Granny, and Granny's in good health. She's still kicking. She's feisty as shit. And so she looks at the husband and says, like, why do you cut this turkey in half? And it's been a family tradition. But why did you do it? Well, our oven was too small, so we had to cut it in half and put it in two separate ones. Think about that. That is what we as humans do. We copy what our parents did or people before us. So that's exactly what happened with this financial crisis. People started asking questions. Why is there a centralized bank, one bank, that has to skim fees off my money? Oh, you have a late charge or an overdraft charge? Taking some money. Oh, you have a late fee? Taking some money. Oh, you want to send a money transfer to somebody across the country? We're going to take a little fee from that. So they started asking questions. Why do we need a bank so I can pay somebody? Why? Why is there a third party? And so they're skimming money off the top of all this. And so in 2000, it was prior to 2008, but in 2008 it blew up. The old consensus or the old story of Bitcoin started with a guy named Satoshi Nakamoto. And nowadays, the more accepted philosophy or hypothesis is that it was a group of programmers that were actually making what is now Bitcoin. And so all Bitcoin is it's digitized human trust. Okay? So instead of having this centralized bank, this cuts out the middleman. But instead of me going up to Matt Stroh and saying, hey, buddy, here's $5 for that piece of meat. Here's $5. Here you go. I didn't have to go to the bank, say, hey, I'm going to pay Matt Stroh $5. So it's digitized our dollar, but it's digitized human trust. Through the smart contracts and through the blockchain, it is now instantly verified that I can pay him in crypto or dollar or whatever it is. So all it's done is just digitized our dollar, but digitized the trust between two people for payments. And so that gets us into kind of Bitcoin, smart contracts, and all this. And so it's just some terminology right off the bat. Any coin that is not Bitcoin would be considered an altcoin, an alternative coin. So you hear about people asking, like, why is there so many altcoins, or this is an altcoin? All that means is it's not Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was the original OG, okay? So this gets us into the blockchain. And the blockchain is the foundation of all cryptocurrencies, but it reaches further than that. Medical supplies, medical field, oil and gas, energy, all these different types of businesses, almost every business in the world could use a type of a blockchain. And very, very simply put, blockchain is just a system of instant verifications for information or transactions, mainly used for transactions. And so this blockchain is described exactly, very simply put, as a block and a chain. And so all it is a chain of blocks that store information that are linked together. So very simply, this block one here freaking just got my ass reamed, got my ass beaten for this block. This is one of the most cherished things I have in my entire life. Went through hell. Year of studying to have this, to be a part of this group is something that I cherish. Anyways, my soapbox is done. I'll stop being soft. This is a block, okay? And this block stores information. This block is connected to another block through a chain, okay? And there's another block here, another block here. So these chains of blocks store information on them about where did the money come from? Who did the money come from? Where's it going to? The amount of the transaction and the timestamp. So now we have all this information on this block, okay? So when I make a transaction, it can be instantly verified through these blocks because they're tied together. With this, each block has a hash. So think of this skull, if you can see it, the skull on there. Think of the skull as the hash. And when I say the hash, think of it as the fingerprint of this block. This block is very, very individualized. There's not another block the exact same. Okay? So this fingerprint on this block is called the hash. And so this distinguishes this block from block 2, block 3, and block 4. So when I make a transaction, this hash, so I send money to this block. When I make a transaction, this block sends that information. Where's it from? Who's it from? Where's it to? The amount and the time. It sends it to this block. It sends that information, but it also imprints its hash. So now this fingerprint is now transferred to this block. So now it has its hash and this block's hash. So this is where tampering is very, very hard. If there is a fraudulent charge or somebody's trying to tamper with this, it's going to change the hash of this block. Okay? So this block now has a different fingerprint, and now it's going to raise a red flag saying that this transaction has been tampered with. So that is where it gets very, very hard to mess with the blockchain. So just think about that if somebody messes with this transaction, it now throws off and it gives a different fingerprint because it's a different block to this hash, or excuse me, to this block, and now the transaction is invalid. So this is a great way to instantly verify your transactions. That's what it's about, is the speed and to verify all your money and information transactions. So that's the quick and easy, the jiffy, the meat and potatoes of blockchain. So then we get into smart contracts, and you hear about what is a smart contract. And a smart contract is literally exactly how it sounds. The people that made this are very unoriginal. A blockchain, smart contract. A smart contract is literally an e-contract or an online or a blockchain contract. Instead of written out piece of paper, it's a digital contract. So, and I'm going to butcher his name. It's Nick Szabo, I believe. Nick Szabo in the early 1997. So it was like right at 1997, right before getting into the 2000s. He was a computer scientist, and he wanted to use a distributed ledger to make what's called a smart contract. And so this smart contract is literally just a online, an e-contract, and it's just like any physical contract. So I want you to think about this. This is the best example that I could muster. And so we've all heard of Kickstarter. So Kickstarter is a company that when you want to raise money for a business, it will take these funds from possible investors, and once you meet X amount of goal, it'll give you the money. So Kickstarter is a smart contract. Smart contracts will end up taking the place of this third party. But so Kickstarter, you have to go on there and say, hey, this is my business. This is why I want to do it. These are the investors I'm looking for. People, as myself, can go on there, invest in the company, get some stake in the company, and see if it blows up. So on Kickstarter, though, you have to set a goal. So you set a goal of, say, $100,000. So if you meet that goal, the contract is now executed and you get that money. If you don't, if you get $1 short of that goal, you don't get that money. The money is now kicked back to the investors and the Kickstarter is no longer valid. So this is the exact example of our smart contracts. It's just the same thing as a regular contract. It's written up, but now it's stored on the blockchain. So smart contracts would take out that middleman. This is just a contract that says X, Y, and Z have to be met before the transaction is verified and goes through. So say I want you guys to donate to Next Level Radio because I think it's the best thing in the world. I think the guy is decently funny, and I have good guests. So I want $50,000, and I make a smart contract saying, if I meet this $50,000, the money is executed, and we're going to put it towards new equipment. I mean, we have the best equipment you can think of, but just to let you know. So I meet the $50,000, I do it, and now you guys own a stake, but the smart contract is executed at that $50,000 mark. That's the way the smart contracts work. You put tendencies, you put requirements on the smart contracts so that those have to be met to be executed. And so it holds all the funds until those goals are met, and then the contract is pushed through. So this is stored all on the blockchain. It's used so that the same hash, just like I talked about, it's transferred over, it's validated by the group of people that are within the system. So this can be used in so many different places, man. It could be used in yard sales. It could be used in bank loans, issuing different types of loans. You have to do X, Y, and Z before the money is given to you. It's so huge that you don't even realize how huge it is. This can be done with insurance for the payment delivery. This can be done with everything. And so this gets us to Ethereum. And Ethereum is one of the more superior coins. I think it's number 2. And Ethereum is made for smart contracts. So this is what has elevated Ethereum to where it's at today, because it has the smart contract ability. So you look at a cryptocurrency, and if they have the smart contract ability, this is very, very good for investors. So that's the quick and easy, guys. Blockchain, smart contracts, making up the crypto sphere. Okay? So now we're getting into the very specific questions that people had. This was on Instagram, and the ones that do have a name, I will name them. The ones that wanted to remain nameless, I will not name them. So I had a question from Ainan Moody. Had him on the podcast. The kid's balling out, playing D1 basketball. A good dude, good family from Dickinson. And he asked, how do I know what to invest in the crypto market? And in a roundabout way, that's what he asked about. He asked about Doge and why I think Doge is bad and all that. And so I'll get into that really quick. Dogecoin has no fundamentals. And when I say they have no fundamentals, it's a meme coin, meaning somebody made this coin to make fun of the crypto market, showing that anybody could make a cryptocurrency with no foundation, with no backing, and it goes to the freaking moon, because all these freaking TikTokers, Instagrammers, they have blown it up, and now we're here where we're at. And so what I like to say is there is a shit ton of money to be made and to be lost on day and swing trading Doge, because the price is so volatile. People are pumping and dumping like a Saturday evening, pumping and dumping. So there's a ton of money to be made, and people have freaking retired. We've had people in our group make $100,000 off of Doge. And so I tell people, I'm not into day and swing trading the crypto market. I day and swing trade the regular stock market. If you want to do it, awesome. But there's a lot of money to be made and a lot of money to be lost. The second reason why Doge is a shit coin is because there is an infinite amount of Dogecoin. There's no set number of Dogecoin. So you can just keep on printing it, just like our dipshit Sleepy Joe. Just going to keep on printing money, baby. We're going to kick the can down the road and see if we can't just freaking implode our world in years to come. So Dogecoin, you just keep on printing it. With Bitcoin, there's a actual amount of Bitcoin that will be made and no more after that. So every year it's halved. The amount of production is halved, and there will be a stopping point, and that builds value because there's an actual amount. It builds value. It's supply and demand. So that's why Dogecoin is a terrible coin. It's not something that you want to long-term hold by any means, and that's the quick and easy on that. And so when I got asked this question, how do I know what to invest in the crypto market? I made a little checklist for you guys. So first, you want to research the product. So number 1, research the product. What problem or business problem does this coin or company solve? So ask yourself that question first. I'm looking at XRP or Cardano or Polkadot. What problem does XRP solve? Well, it's easy. Global payments, instant transfers, minimal amount of fees, the smallest amount of fees in any crypto. So they can instantly make the US dollar into a pound, and it's instantly verified with under 0.03 seconds, instantly verified, the money's there, you're now paid. Instead of taking 2 weeks for a bank transfer to go through, and you send it to 3 different banks who take a fee off the top, and then the person gets paid. Doesn't work like that. XRP is instant. So research the product. What is it solving? What business problem is it solving? Then, is the technology up to date and recent? So say, does the coin have smart contract ability? Does it have the Ethereum smart contract ability? Sure. Okay, then it's very updated, recent technology. And this is something that you have to do your deep dive and your due diligence and look at the actual coin and the foundation behind it. Then number 3, is it a credible business? Is there a business attached to it? Who are the founders? Does it have liquidity? So is there a lot of people? Is there a lot of eyes on it? Is it popular enough to that you're not going to be the only person holding the frickin' coin? So first, research the product. What problem does it solve? 2, is the technology up to date? 3, is it a good business, a credible business? And who are the founders? Ask yourself those questions before you look at any type of cryptocurrency. Just like I said, XRP, my favorite and my biggest hold of coins. I have a ton of them, and it's something that I truly believe in a long-term hold. So ask yourself those questions. What problem solving? What's the technology? Is it a credible business, and who are the owners, and is there liquidity? Boom, you're done. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Anan. You just keep on balling out, brother. We need to get you on the podcast again, see how you're doing in that old Big Sky conference, my friend. So then another question was asked, and this person it's not a bad question or anything, but they wanted to know how to purchase crypto. And there's thousands of different ways. And so I personally use Coinbase Pro. Coinbase Pro is one of the bigger ones. You can get, it's kind of confusing. You can get Coinbase, and you can get Coinbase Pro. So on Coinbase itself, the fees are astronomical. They're outrageous. Never buy your cryptocurrency on Coinbase. Get it on Coinbase Pro. The fees are more minimal. It's a very easy user interface, and it's aesthetically pleasing. I really like looking at the app itself. One that I don't use that I've heard great things about is Voyager. Voyager, the cool thing about Voyager, usually you go to a bank, they say they have a 0.1 or 0.01 or whatever it is, 5%, let's say, 5% interest rate. So every year you're going to get 5%, which is a lot for banks. Usually it's a lot less. So say you can get 5%. Voyager, you get way more interest. So it's an actual, like a bank, it's a wallet. You get way more interest, and it's paid out monthly. So you're getting 5% or whatever, 10%, which is not going to happen, 10% on your money monthly. So this is like a crypto bank. It's decentralized. It's not a central location. They're not taking the money off the top like regular banks. This is a decentralized bank that is giving you interest for your crypto. This is where worldwide adoption happens. As soon as small businesses start taking cryptocurrencies, my boy, Riley Decker, owns Liberty Precision Machining, makes suppressor adapters, anything you can think of. He's taking Ethereum now. He's taking cryptocurrencies. He got paid in cryptocurrencies. This is when worldwide adoption will happen, and it'll take over the entire world. When small business takes on crypto, and 2, people realize that it's a financial system. It's not just a coin. It's a complete financial system where you can earn interest on these cryptos. So Voyager is a good way to do that. 3rd, Uphold. And the only reason I'm using Uphold, the only reason, XRP early in 2020-21 went through a lawsuit with the SEC. They were trying to say that it's a security instead of a currency, which is bullshit. And they pretty much are trying to retract their statements because they're lost. The SEC can't beat that. So Uphold was one of the only crypto wallets, brokers you could call them, that kept XRP listed throughout the lawsuit. Coinbase took them off. A bunch of just pussies. Coinbase took them off. So the biggest thing is Uphold kept them on, and so I got on Uphold just to buy some XRP, which is fine. But my brain, I like everything in one spot, so I'll use Coinbase Pro and Voyager maybe for my interest. And then the last one that I've transferred a good amount, so I have, and I'll get into what the crypto wallets, and I'll tell you about that, but I have a crypto wallet, the Ledger Nano X, and this stores all my crypto. Well, if I just store it on that, I don't get an interest rate. So Celsius is a company just like Voyager where you can store your crypto. You can actually borrow crypto and store your crypto, and you can get interest off of that. This is paid out yearly, as however. So if you're one of those guys that want it monthly, I would go Voyager. If you don't care, Celsius is a great alternative to that. And so this is where I'm saying it's a full financial market, people. You can, it's just like the banks. It's decentralized now, and you can put it in there and get your interest, which is really freaking cool. And so I suggest when you're buying crypto, look at the crypto, ask yourself the questions. Research the company, good technology, is it a credible business, X, Y, and Z. But I suggest really looking at Voyager or Celsius and getting some interest on your coin. There's no reason not to instead of. So I hold majority on my crypto wallet, and the other half or whatever is on getting interest on Celsius. So great question for you know who you are out there. I won't mention your name. Then, what is an altcoin? And I told you, anything that is not Bitcoin is an altcoin. And actually, in the crypto sphere, they call them shit coins because they're shitty. But a lot of altcoins are not shitty, and this is where a lot of money can be made. And so that's an easy question, very easy question. That kind of plays on Travis White's question. My buddy Travis White out of Worland, great dude. I used to hang out with him when he was a punk rockin', long hair wearing, gun slinging, 4Runner driving brother that just was a great dude. And so he asked, like, do you think all these altcoins are going to survive? No, I don't. Not all altcoins are going to survive. And the reason I say this, Bitcoin's whole existence is to be our alternative currency. So and this is my opinion, I buy Bitcoin not so that I can sell it down the road. I'm not looking to claim profits off of Bitcoin as of right now. The reason I buy Bitcoin is so that when we have our financial crash, our dollar crashes, we're in hysteria, I have a currency that I can use, Bitcoin. That's what the whole plan is, global adoption of a Bitcoin being our currency, which is huge. So the whole reason to buy Bitcoin is to hold Bitcoin to some extent. Obviously, other people have different philosophies on that, but I'm a prepper. I truly believe in the fall of our democracy. I truly believe that we are going in such a bad path that it's either going to end up in an inevitable war or the crashing of our country, and the same thing that we've been doing to countries for hundreds of years, going in there and instilling democracy, stealing supplies, stealing material, stealing oil. There's going to be a country that tries to do that to us because we are imploding on ourselves, absolutely imploding, and our dollar is losing value. And so this is why I truly believe in the Bitcoin. And so I buy that to hold. So are the altcoins going to survive? Not all of them. But you have to ask yourself, like XRP, not just because I'm invested in it, but there's no other currency that is addressing the problem that they have solved. Global payments instantly with minimal fees. Nobody has done that. Ripple, the company behind XRP, has done a very good job. So I believe that there are few altcoins that will survive. The ones that don't have the fundamentals. There is infinite amounts of the coins, so there's not a set number. That's not going to survive. The foundation behind it, do they have smart contract technology? Are they good founders? Do they have great founders on the board? These are the questions you need to ask if they're going to survive. Like stuff like Polkadot, Cardano, those are great coins. But we have to look at what's your reasoning to get into the crypto. Mine is because I do not truly believe in our US dollar. I don't believe in Sleepy Joe. I don't believe that printing money is good. So I go into this. I do take advantage of the stock market, day and swing trading, but that's until we go into a freaking global recession and there's zombies and I have to start stacking bodies with a 300 blackout. Maybe a little long range 300 Win Mag shooting out to a mile. But that's what I believe in. So that's just me. So I hope that answers your question, Mr. Travis White. So I just answered kind of the fourth question, why you should buy crypto. That's my spiel, because I don't believe in the US dollar. It is going to be the biggest transfer of wealth in recent history, and the people that have got onto cryptocurrency early are going to reap those results of that. And so that's my whole spiel that answers the next question. Then my buddy, the guy that destroyed my room with his wife and friends, Nathan Wandler, asked, what crypto wallet do you use? And I use the Ledger Nano X, and it's one of the more popular crypto wallets, and it's done great for me. And it's very simple. I'd say simple, but you have to take it seriously. There's security questions. You set a PIN. If you forget that and there's crypto on there, bye. Go. It's like those stories. There was a guy in like 2010 or something bought a slice of pizza with one full Bitcoin. Oh God. Well, now, I mean, our crypto went up, the Bitcoin went up to almost $60,000. It was like 62. It's down to like 52 now, but it was $62,000 for one Bitcoin, and he bought a piece of freaking pizza with it. Or the guy that had millions and millions of dollars and forgot his password. This is what you have to take it very seriously. Very, very seriously. But I use the Ledger Nano X, and let me grab that for you. I'll show you real quick. So it looks just like a USB drive. Very simple, kind of aesthetically pleasing. Has this cover on it. You open it up, you put in your pins, and you can store your crypto on there. Pretty cool little device here. So that's the crypto wallet that I use along with Celsius and Voyager to get my interest. So the next one was, will any of the altcoins survive? And that, I believe, is the last question. And so I believe that the crypto market is going to change the absolute landscape of everything that we're doing. So, like I said, I do not believe in the US dollar. I think it's going to crash. I think we're going to go, and if that's in my lifetime or my kid's lifetime or my grandkid's lifetime, it's going to happen. It's inevitable because we have just been kicking the can down the road. And so I believe in the crypto market because of that. It's a very low barrier to entry. There's many, many ways you can get into it. Just ask questions. And so a few things here. If you ever have thought about or want to learn more about, one, cryptocurrency markets, talk to me, or two, the regular stock market, I truly, truly believe in impact investing. I really do. Dylan is a great guy. It's very foundational, fundamental with what we do, and you can get a successful playbook that works, that's been proven to work. He's done very successfully, and there's people in our group that are very successful at it. What I say, slow play it, man. Learn it slow, get into the education, really dive in, and then you can really find success. And so if you guys have questions, please ask. You can text me, call me, go onto my Instagram, DM me. Yo, what's the skinny on impact investing? I'll give you the spiel. I'll help you through it. Biggest thing that I forgot to say too is Dylan will help you build your portfolio to what works with you. So say you only work 6 months out of the year. Well, those 6 months that you aren't working, we're diving in, day and swing trading, really getting after it. Say you work all year round and you're a 9-to-5 guy. You can't sit at your computer all day. Well, then we need to focus on swing trading. We need to set up your buys and your stop losses so that you can just execute, don't touch it, take profits, you're done. So it's building your portfolio to exactly what you have. And that's the huge thing. So ask me. We can get you set up with Dylan. That's probably the easiest and fastest way to do it. Just get a hold of me, and we can go through it. As far as cryptos, guys, please, every new asset in this world gets frowned and shit upon. And then it gets global acceptance. Get ahead of the game. I mean, you're already late to the game if you have not gotten crypto. I'm not being rude, but you're getting late to the game. You can get in now and change your life in the future, or change your kids' lives or your grandkids' lives. This is something that can help with generational wealth. So please, don't just sit there and be like, it's a fake currency. It's realer than our dollar because we can't just keep printing and losing value. It's a real thing, people. It's a huge financial system. If you need any other questions, if you need any other answers, come talk to your boy. So that is going to round out Next Level Radio number 51. Go on to YouTube, Next Level Training, smash the shit out of that subscribe button. Go on to iTunes, leave a review. You think the podcast is shitty? Give me 5 stars. You think the podcast is great? Give me 5 stars. Whatever you can do, it helps. It helps a ton. So please, if you get some time, check out Next Level Training, YouTube, subscribe, iTunes, Next Level Radio, Spotify, Next Level Radio. I hope you guys have a great day. If you have questions, let me know. Please, I'd love to help. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful day. And we will see you next week on Next Level Radio. Peace.